Have you ever stopped to think why, so often, we settle for crumbs, thinking they are a feast? In the first few seconds of this conversation, we will talk about self-esteem, merit, personal value, and that dangerous habit of find it beautiful to cancel yourself. Settling for less, especially when it comes to love, recognition, or respect, has become almost a way of life for many people. But let me ask you right off the bat, why do you accept less than you deserve, as if it were the most you could have? Some people call this humility. But in reality, it's often just self-sabotage. You convince yourself that you don't need so much, that it's already good enough, that it's too much to expect to be valued. And the result? A toxic relationship here, an exploitative job there, a self-serving friendship over there. All in the name of a better this than nothing, but it's not about being grateful. It's about not giving up, because asking for less than you deserve doesn't make you wiser, more mature, or more down to earth. In practice, it only puts you in a place where people learn to offer you exactly the minimum, and think they're doing a lot, and then comes the classic, but if I demand too much, I'll be alone. And being with someone who treats you as a last option is being accompanied in truth? Let's talk about self-love? Or do you still think that's just selfish talk? The truth is hard, but liberating those who don't value themselves become extras. In their own story, you make an effort, you give of yourself, you adapt, you endure in silence. And you hope that one day, perhaps, someone will recognize all of this. But the world doesn't usually reward those who put themselves out there waiting for recognition. The world applauds those who know exactly what they're worth, and aren't afraid to demand it. There are many people living in a relationship where the simple act of ask for respect it is already seen as an exaggeration. In jobs where doing the work of 3 people for a minimum wage is considered collaboration. In friendships where hearing disdain has become routine. And all of this is supported by this poisoned idea that asking for less is being sensible. Sensible for whom? Who taught you that asking for the minimum is enough? Who convinced you that fighting for merit is arrogance? That wanting to be treated with dignity is expecting too much? You were not born to live to the fullest, nor to be remembered only when it suits you. You were born to be whole, not a piece. But then comes the question that no one wants to hear. Could the problem be in what the other person offers you, or in what you accept? And now I provoke you. Stay with me until the end of this video, because if any part of you felt this poke in your chest, it's because maybe you're experiencing exactly that. And part 2. It's going to hurt a little more. Let's get straight to the point. Asking for less than you deserve doesn't protect you from anything. It only makes you weaker. You lower your tone, choose your words, back off, hold back your tears, laugh unwillingly. Accept a so pretending it's okay. All of this to keep something or someone who, honestly, shouldn't even be there if it depended on mutual effort. You know that saying, those who bend down too much show too much? Well, that's right. Every time you accept less than you deserve, you are teaching others that it's okay to treat you like this. It's like giving a manual of disrespect as a gift and then signing at the end, you can continue, I'll let you. How many times have you said to yourself, at least he doesn't cheat on me? At least she doesn't yell at me? At least call me back after you disappear? Since when did at least become a metric of affection? Have you ever been through this? Putting someone on a pedestal for doing the bare minimum? Comment below. What was the biggest crumb you accepted thinking it was love, friendship, or recognition? Let's be honest. Because there are things we only see when we say them out loud, and the worst part is that this behavior doesn't just happen in romantic relationships, it's the same at work. You deliver incredible results, work late, solve problems that aren't even yours, and still hear that you're replaceable. In friendships, you're always there when they need you, but when you're the one who falls apart, silence in your family? You swallow hard, respect everyone, avoid conflict, but you never feel like anyone has your back. The problem is not what they give you. It's what you accept, and then, once you get into this cycle, every time you ask for a little more, not too much, just enough, it feels like you're demanding too much. But it's not like you're asking for too much. It's just that you've gotten so used to little, that what's fair has become a luxury. And here's a reality check: people quickly get used to what you tolerate if you've always been the one who forgives everything, the one who never complains, the one who understands the other person's side even when no one understands yours. Then don't be surprised when this becomes the rule. You become the foundation of everything, everyone's ground. And do you know what happens to the ground? Everyone steps on it. But then, when you decide to change, value yourself, set limits, the shock comes: you look different. You are selfish. You weren't like that, and the truth? It really wasn't like that. You were a controlled version of yourself, shaped by the fear of losing someone who never made an effort to stay. So tell me, how many times have you stopped yourself from asking for what you needed for fear of seeming difficult? How many times have you kept quiet so as not to seem ungrateful? How many times have you stopped yourself from leaving a place that clearly didn't want you, just so you wouldn't seem weak? If you found yourself in any of these questions, take a breath. In the next part, I'll show you what happens when you change the key, because, yes, it's scary to take a stand, but it's even scarier to spend your life accepting little, thinking that's enough. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin. You know what happens when you stop asking for less than you deserve. At first, it hurts. It hurts because you're going to lose people. It's going to upset those who got used to getting the best of you without giving anything in return. You're going to be called arrogant, ungrateful, difficult to deal with. But do you know what else happens? You start breathing. For the first time in a long time, you feel like you are in control of your own life. You get scared, yes. Because positioning yourself is like leaving a dark room. The light is uncomfortable at first. But then, you begin to see that the love that made you suffer was not actually love. It was attachment. It was fear of loneliness. You realize that the boss who liked you so much only liked you because you silently accepted what no one else accepted. You understand that the friendship you preserved so much only existed because you were the one who kept it going. And when you change, the world changes too. People start treating you differently. Some people move away, yes. But the ones who stay because they respect you. Because they see your value, not because they take advantage of your lack of boundaries. You start attracting different things. Situations that once seemed impossible now make sense. You know why? Because when you take a stand, the universe understands that you are ready to receive more. You are no longer operating in, "I'll settle for whatever I can get" mode. Now you live in, "I know what I deserve, and I won't accept less" mode. And do you know the most beautiful thing about all this? You start to listen to yourself. That inner voice, which for years has been muffled by fear of rejection, starts to speak louder. You start choosing yourself, even when it means being misunderstood. You choose to leave, even when the easiest thing to do would be to stay. You choose silence, even when shouting seems more just. You stop begging for crumbs and start building feasts, and not because you now want more than others, but because you finally understand that you always deserved. If you're wondering, but what if no one loves me when I show who I really am? The answer is simple. It is better to be rejected for being whole than to be accepted for living half. And if you've come this far, it's because something inside you is tired. He's tired of lowering his head, of swallowing his own toad, of diminishing himself to fit into other people's spaces, tired of living in the "it's fine like this" when in fact, it's not. And let me tell you something that maybe no one has said. You deserve more love, more respect, more presence, more reciprocity, and you don't have to beg for it. You just have to stop accepting less. Comment below, when was the moment you realized you were asking for less than you deserved? Your story can wake someone up. It can save someone. It can set someone free. And if this video spoke to you, subscribe to the channel. Here we speak truths that hurt, but that heal. Nobody here is here to please. We are here to wake up to so activate the bell, like it and share it with that person who is experiencing exactly this, because if there's one thing we'll never do again, it's ask for less than we deserve.